He then calls me and says, "Coach, I hate to do this to you again." I'm like, "Oh my God, he's doing it again." And he goes, "No, I'm just messing with you. I'm coming to Ohio State."
Hey.
I threw my phone against the wall.
So this is right after we won the national championship. I'm like, "How you feeling, Coach?" He was like, "This is my birthright. This is where I'm supposed to be."
Let's say your son, what if he's getting big interest from TUN and he's like, "I think this is the best opportunity for me, Dad." Like, what are you going to say?
Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to our first episode of the Downs to Business podcast. I'm joined today by a great coming up, Caleb Downs. And today we're at his home. We're in the Ohio State meeting room. Great to be here. Later on the show, you guys will get to talk to another legend, Ryan Day, and see what he has to say about a couple interesting topics. So right now, I want to just ask, like, what made you want to do this and what are you excited to talk about on here?
For me, I would say just an opportunity for kids to watch at home. I feel like when I was in high school, watching like The Pivot, watching like I Am Athlete, those are such cool shows because you got to watch people outside off the field. And I feel like now you get to watch a college player, which is cool, and you get to watch a pro player. And that'll be able to touch many different types of media, many different types of kids. And I just hope that they learn something from it and take anything from it and implement it into their daily lives.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, I mean, just get on here, speak some truth, get funny with it sometimes, and really just get into topics that a lot of people may not know that athletes deal with on a regular basis. So I feel like Coach Day, like this staff does a good job of identifying like really good skill, talent, and just talent across the board. So like, what do you think is like a benefit of playing with Coach Day each and every day and being able to learn from him and just the overall, like, I don't know, the aura of just Ohio State, just having the TOSU.
TOSU. I feel like as a defender, people always put so much pride in the offense.
Yeah.
It makes it like, okay, we got to show you what we about too.
Mm-hmm.
And we take pride in that as the Silver Bullets, and just that's what we're supposed to be every game. We're supposed to be the best defense in the nation because we play against the best offense in the nation. And just competition is such a big thing here.
Yeah.
You compete against great athletes every day. You should be able to go out on the field and do that at the highest level. So I feel like that allows us to have a lot of belief in ourselves. And then scheme-wise, Coach Day has been a coach for so many years. He's coached NFL, he's coached college. There's so many different intricacies that he brings to practice that you learn from it. And then when you get to the game, it's slower because you've seen a lot of the things that people are doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, it's just a great thing to learn from. I've had games where it's like we're walking into the team hotel and I see him watching film of what NFL teams are doing around the league, and I just go up to him and ask him, just trying to learn from him. So it's just a great thing to know that you have a head man that has such knowledge of the game. All right, it's my pleasure to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, the man with the 14-win season, the first 14-win season in Ohio State, the most in school history, the highest win percentage at Ohio State, one of the 3 coaches in college football to have a national championship. My coach, Ryan Day. Appreciate you joining us, Coach. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
I just appreciate your time. You got anything to add, Josh?
Nah, I ain't seen Coach in a minute for real. I mean, I remember I was getting recruited by him when I was younger. Congrats on the national championship. I was in those stands, sweating like everybody else. I mean, hey, y'all had a great season. And it's an honor to have you on the show for real.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing to think about where it started in recruiting you here at Ohio State, watching your career, and realizing that we should have gone a little heavier in the recruiting to make sure we got you and solidified you here. But man, it's been great to watch your career.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you a lot. So.
I actually have a question about that. So you've recruited both of us. Who was the tougher recruit? Who was the person that you would say like you had to put a little bit more energy into? You didn't know what they were thinking about all the time?
You.
Me?
Yeah, you were harder. For sure.
Yeah.
You were harder.
So
absolutely, you were harder.
I don't know.
I got an interesting story. I don't know if good thing this isn't live. But when I was in college at UNC, you called me one day and you was like, "Hey, like how you been?" I was like, "I'm good." Like I was kind of confused and you were like, what you think? Where you think Caleb's gonna go for college? And I was like, it's just so random to me. Like, hold up. And then I was like, hey, I don't really know. I was like, you got to ask my parents about that one. So it was just interesting to me. But that's when I knew. I was like, man, I'm like, he got to really want Caleb to go out his way to call me.
I didn't know I was holding the cards that close.
Yeah, that's crazy. It was a good call though.
Well, I remember the story on how it all went down, right?
Yeah, for the most part. Are you talking about the day of, or what are you
talking about? The day of. He FaceTimed me and said he was going to Alabama, and it was a tough call. But I had so much respect for the way that you handled that, and the fact that you were going to work with Coach Saban and everything there. And then, when Coach Saban retired, he pulled the same thing with me. I don't know if you know the whole story.
All right, okay, so. I made the decision. Okay, I'm gonna call every coach that I have a relationship because I respect everybody and I hold myself to that type of standard. Yeah. So I'm gonna give everybody a call and do everything that I can. It was Notre Dame, Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama.
Yeah.
And this is like the day of my commitment. So this is the morning of. I'm calling everybody. Calling Notre Dame, call Georgia. Everybody's taking the news how they take it.
Yeah.
Call Coach Day, and I felt so bad in my heart because I was like, dang. I know. Like making that call, it wasn't gonna be like. He answered the phone. He was. So what are we doing? And then I was. I think I'm gonna go somewhere else, and it was just. It was a big
Crushed.
breath. It was a big breath that he had to take. But he wished me nothing but the best. So it was. That's why I had so much respect out the portal, because it was like he respected me so much during that process and my decision. He showed me nothing but love. So coming out the portal, it was like okay.
Okay, but what you didn't tell him is then, as he's coming out of the portal, he then calls me and says, Coach, I hate to do this to you again. I'm like, oh my God, he's doing it again. And he goes, no, I'm just messing with you. I'm coming to Ohio State.
Hey.
I threw my phone against the wall.
He was happy?
I was happy.
Yeah, I remember he was coming. He transferred from Alabama, but he was kind of stuck. He didn't know what to do. But I remember I just asked him, like, when you was coming out of high school, I was like, from what I remember, I know it was between Ohio State and Alabama, really. So I was just like, what school would you have went to when you were coming out of high school if Alabama wasn't in the conversation? And he said Ohio State. And I don't know if that like cleared your mind a little bit, but I feel like then he committed to Ohio State like maybe that same night or the next day.
It was the same day.
I was like, hey,
recruiting on steroids.
You went to Ohio State because I pushed you there, man. I pushed
you
there.
It was Josh and my uncle Dre. We were on the call, and then I had already talked to my dad about it and everything. So we were on the call, just going through the whole situation. Gave me a little bit of clarity, so needed him for that. Relied on him.
All right, I owe you on that, Josh.
Hey, you're good. All right. Future might have to come in handy in the future, but all right. I got a question for both of y'all. So, Caleb, what's your best Ryan Day memory, and Coach Day, what's your best Caleb story?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember this in the moment that when you did this, but I respected it so much. So this is right after we won the national championship. We go up on the podium. You're with your family, and we gave each other a hug and everything. And he's like, I'm like, how you feeling, Coach? He was like, this is my birthright. Mm-hmm. This is where I'm supposed to be. And I was like, that hit me in my chest. He was like, I waited so long for this. This is my birthright. This is where I'm supposed to be. I was like, that's real. That's real emotion. That's real like intuition on how you should feel. So I respected that moment so much, and that was aura for me. I was like, okay.
Well, I think in that moment you get overwhelmed with so much emotion. But
yeah.
I'm sure you had this in your life where you have these visions of where you want to be and what you want to do. You know, it's like what puts 2 feet on the ground every day. And we talk about attaching to your burn. Like what burns you inside to make you want to go reach these goals. And that was always one, like the idea of hoisting that trophy, you know, and all the work that we put in. And in that moment, just the emotion flows over. And my favorite story about Caleb, though, I have a lot of great stories, but my favorite one was watching him play against Buford in high school. Mm-hmm. He single-handedly, in my opinion, was the best high school football player I had ever seen live.
Hey.
And the way that he played, I mean, he was returning, he was, playing safety and running down and making tackles at the line of scrimmage. He lined up at quarterback, I think, once. He lined up at wide receiver. He lined up at running back. I've just never seen someone dominate a game like that. And then just with the speed, the velocity, the explosiveness, the violence that he played with was unbelievable. And then the other part was what a great teammate he was.
Yeah.
Like you could see him pumping up other guys and building up the confidence of the guys that were around him. And that was my favorite memory of Caleb, especially when he was younger.
That was
Yeah.
a tough loss.
No, I will say, like, I remember that game. I had a game the next day, but I was watching the game on my phone, and I was literally sitting there, like, I'm on the bus riding to the hotel, screaming, yelling. I'm like, this cat different. I remember he laid the boom on somebody. He was at Wildcat quarterback, scored a touchdown. I don't know if – did you ever return touchdown that game?
I
That might have got called back or something?
I had a 60-yard return.
He had a return that was going crazy, and I was just like, I'm like sitting there telling my teammates, like, cuz look at my little brother, like, this different right here. And they like, man, we already know, like, we heard about him, this, that, and the third. And like nowadays, like, he already getting like buzz around the league. Dudes on my team be like, hey man, your little brother different, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, he is different. So it's gonna show. He hopefully one more season, but he just gotta keep handling the business, keep going to work every day. But nah, he's special. So
I think the other one too is I remember early in the season, we were in like week 3 or 4. We talked about you started returning punts, and then we made a few adjustments, and we just talked, and you were like, I need to have more of an impact on the game, and I said, and I agreed, and so we had to make some real changes to make sure that he was having more an impact on the game, and certainly we made some changes on defense and how he was aligned, but then also having the opportunity to return kicks was a big deal, and then all of a sudden you saw from the rest of the season he just took over,
took off. I remember that punt return versus Indiana. I single-handedly lost my voice for the next like 4 or 5 days off that punt return. I was in my living room screaming at the TV. And I'm like, I'm screaming so loud I got a headache for the rest of the day because I'm like, I'm in Indiana, play for the Colts. A bunch of the people that work for the team love they call it a Hoosier State. So a bunch of the people loved Indiana. I remember the fans, like we had like a TikTok that week, and it was like, who you going for? Ohio State, Indiana. I'm like, I'm going for the Bucks. Come on now. And all the fans are like, oh, like you playing Indy like this, that, and the third. And I'm like, my brother's on Ohio State. I'm like, this isn't even a question. But I posted like a video of him scoring on my Instagram story, and there was a bunch of fans in my DM. Like they was upset about that. They was like, man, you betraying the state, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, come on, bro. I'm like, that's fam. It's a little different. So.
Well, early in the season, I guaranteed that we were going to turn on for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And it was getting late in the season, and so you weren't screaming as loud as I was on the sideline.
I remember he said that in the team room. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay,
hey,
for sure.
Speak it into existence.
Got to.
Nah,
So, man, like going on to new era of college football. What's like the difference between game plan, I'd say, in a regular season game and a college football playoff game?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the first thing is that when you're working in the playoff system, there's really no classes once finals are over, and you have a 10-day window really between games. So it allows you to prepare a little different. You're a little bit out of the routine of you're just week to week preparation. And the way that we, really got into a rhythm, and I don't know how you feel, Caleb, I thought it was excellent, the way that we operated, almost like an NFL team where we had our walkthroughs and our run-throughs, and it really allowed us an opportunity to have a couple days of like game plan where we could kind of toy with a few things and then really clean it up by the time we got to the site.
It kind of turned into winter camp.
Right.
We were there from like 8 to 5 or 6, and it would be like that would be your day, and it's different because in college you don't usually do that, but if you have time for it, got to make the time for it, and it showed when it needed to show. So
and I think having the type of players that are willing to come in extra and do the extra stuff that late in the season, as the grind of the NFL season, like the maturity of guys to stay focused is an advantage that time of year. So I think that is a huge difference in the regular season.
Yeah, no, I mean, y'all season was longer than ours last year. So I already know, like you saying winter camp 8 to 5, that's every week in the NFL. You coached in the NFL for a little time, so same type of thing every week on Wednesday, Thursday, longest days of your life. You in there 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it's like, it's tough, but like, again, that's what it takes at that level. So going to ask you, like, what did you learn from the NFL in that time period that like helped you come to this level and elevate and be better than a lot of college coaches?
Yeah, I think one is handling, how you handle elite players and elite personalities, I think is important. As when you're dealing with elite people, when you walk into a room, they expect you to have things organized. They expect you to, do a great job and have great competency. I think that's the first thing. I think the other thing about being in the NFL is understanding situations. When you get into those games, you have to be really good situationally. And that's even an area this year during preseason that we're going to spend a lot more time on is getting into these situations. And having Matt Patricia with us this year, who comes from the NFL, like he's again a few more situations that we didn't even practice last year. So I think that's going to be important as you find yourself in more of these matchup games down the stretch because of the playoff system. You're finding yourself playing in these games where maybe in the past, with before there was the 14 playoff, there was just the bowl games plus one. Yeah. Then you had the 14 playoff. Now you're having more and more games. You're finding yourself more in those styles of games, less plays because we huddle now more in all of college football. Game, so it's more of that style.
Yeah. Yeah. What is I know because I know you personally. What does Coach Day do in the off season? What does he do day to day, especially in the summer because you have a lot of time to do what you want to do outside of the facility? What does Coach Day do in his off time?
Well, we talk a lot about how, balance is investing in your faith, your family, and your friends. Because, when hard times come, that's what you're going to rely on. Mm-hmm. So I try to make sure that when I'm not in the facility with you guys or not in recruiting, because the month of June is crazy in recruiting.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. June for coaches is absolutely insanity.
We have camps going on. We have your guys' workouts, and then we have on the weekends all the official visit weekends.
7 days.
So now we're like event managers.
Really though.
Yeah. So it's busy, but then once you get into July, it calms down a little bit. We were able to get away. We try to go every year. We try to get 2 weeks to go somewhere. A couple years ago, we went out to Yellowstone and Jackson Hole. Last year, we went to Greece as a family. This year, we headed up to the Northeast. Into Nantucket, and so it's just a good way for us for 2 weeks to get away. RJ has football, so he's excited to kind of get back once we're done with that. But it allows us an opportunity to just kind of get away. I like to play a little bit of golf. You and I haven't played yet, so I'm interested to see how we compare against each other. Yeah, and I also like to play tennis because the tennis facility is right across the street, and so I get to play with those guys some, and it's just a half an hour workout of flying around and getting a good workout in while you're hitting the ball.
You should see Coach Day when he goes into the trainer room after he
blown out.
Before or after service. He goes in there, gets stretched out, does everything he needs to do. He's taking care of his body like he's one of us.
Really?
But
his body breaks down when you get older now.
I'm gonna say I respect you for playing tennis because
that's so different.
That's a different sport, and me, like, I have an interest in my kids playing tennis. I don't know too much about it, but like I want my kids to play like not unorthodox sports, but like I want them to get in tennis, golf. I want not like baseball is not unorthodox, but I want my sons to play baseball, like very longevity sports. So I know like tennis is tough on the body. It's a one-on-one match. Like it's you versus the other guy. And
so much change in direction too,
man.
Like I know it's tough, and it's like I have tennis is very interesting to me because I'm like. It's one of like the only sports that's just one-on-one. It's just mano y mano. So it's like
it's so technical too with the how precise you have to be with the
and the sports you just mentioned, tennis and golf, are lifelong sports.
Yeah,
you can play until you're 70 years old.
Exactly.
And the one thing about tennis, people play pickleball now, is the change direction is really good for your bones, your muscles, and all that stuff. It keeps you, fit. And so that's been good for me. But it's also competitive.
Very. Yeah. No, very. I remember last year I'm at XPE down in South Florida, and they got like a paddleball gym connected to the gym, and I think some like Venezuelan people owned it. So one day like they were like, "Hey, we about to go play in there," and I was like, "All right, bet." So I go in there, I go in there playing against some dudes. We in there for like 2 hours going at it. My body was so sore though because I'm jumping, cutting, doing all these things, and like. These dudes know the ins and outs of the game, but I'm just trying to use pure athleticism. But nah, it was real competitive, and I was like, I'm interested in that kind of stuff. It's a little tougher than playing golf because like it is a workout. It's not like you're like, oh, off day, like let me go play paddleball for 2 hours. Like you didn't take an off day, you just did another workout.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
A little different, but nah, interesting.
And that's indoors too, right? So
it's indoors.
It gets humid in there.
It's fun though.
We hope you enjoy getting to know Coach Day on a more personal level here on the Downs to Business podcast. First, I want to give thanks to our supporters, White Castle. White Castle has 100% beef sliders. They'll be ready in the microwave in 2 minutes with 16 grams of protein. You can get them from the grocery store frozen aisle, and they're a great snack at any time of the day. Shout out White Castle. Now let's get back to Coach Day. Tell me what NIL was like when you were in college, because you were like right at the beginning of college. And then I want to ask, how do you think it's changed since he started, and better or worse just for college football in general?
I remember like I was a broke college student at first. I had a little $1,000 stipend a month, and I didn't have good spending habits. So I'm over here running through $1,000 in about 5 days, and it's gone. So I remember when NIL first came out, Mac Brown, and then they took care of me, and I was like, I felt like, hey, I got a little bit of money. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good about myself. Right. So held me off for about a year, but now I'm jealous now, because if I was still in college, I would have had way more than that, and I would have probably been able to like actually have some like future wealth possibly. So it was good for the time being. I appreciate it, and but now it's taken off like with him, and there I see kids making money. Like I'm seeing 19-year-old kids doing things that I'm like, dude, what? Like that's like 25-year-old activities, and they're renting Lamborghinis in Miami, and I'm just like, hey, I'm like, it is what it is if that's what you want to do. But how has it changed for you?
Well, one of the things that it teaches, I think, young people is how to manage money. You know, we all, how do you learn? By failing, right? You're going to make mistakes along the way, and I think, we all make mistakes when we're younger, and then we learn from that. And so that's one of the positives of somebody 18, 19, 20 years old making money. They're going to learn, okay, here's an investment that maybe I made that wasn't a very good idea. So at a younger age, they're learning. If they're smart, I mention this to the guys all the time. When you're young, you should be earning and you should be saving. It's just not a good time to be spending, because your dollar is a lot more valuable when you're young than when you're older, because of the time value of money. And so for guys to understand that sometimes takes a few, reminders, but that's the positive that I see for these guys to be able, like you said, build wealth down the road. Yeah. Most people graduate college with debt. These guys are on scholarship, no debt. Not only that, if they're smart about their money, they put money away, and by the time they're 30 years old, their down deposit on their house is something they don't have to worry about. Yeah, that puts them so much further ahead of so many Americans across the country. I mean, that's the best part, in my opinion, of the NIL. How it's changing and where it is right now is, we've gone into this revenue share model, and the enforcement of it and what that's going to look like compared to some of the deals that are made off the field is where a lot of the conflict is right now. And I think everybody's in this time where they're all trying to figure out, is this revenue model and the cap really going to be held up by this entity that they put together to help with these deals? And so, someone like Caleb is going to have opportunities with certain groups and companies. And when he turns that in, it's going to get approved, and that would make sense. I think what they're trying to get ahead of is collectives just paying an inordinate amount of money to somebody, which almost becomes sort of like money laundering. And I think that's where there's this area that they're still trying to work through. It's still very gray right now. Yeah. I think we're making tiny steps in the right direction, but I still don't think that we have a lot of clarity.
Switch it up a little bit. Ask you about the Ryan and Christina Day Fund, and why is that important to you, and what's the whole mission of that?
Well, it started when I became the head coach here. I was up doing recruiting up in Massillon, Ohio, and I went to this high school, and they were shut down for the day. And they kind of shared with me that it was either the fourth or fifth person that had taken their life that year. And I went back to the car and I called my wife Nina, and I'm like, something's wrong here. Like, this isn't. Why are young kids doing this? And I lost my dad when I was young, and so like it was always something that was interesting to me. And then also having the platform of Ohio State, seeing these guys go through the things they go through. I mean, as you know, when you're in the public eye now, so much of young people's identity is social media and what people think and their image. And so all of these things kind of led us down the road of getting involved with Nationwide Children's Hospital, which is a tremendous, tremendous hospital here in Columbus. And they have one of the only behavioral health hospitals in the entire country for adolescents and teenagers in mental health crisis. So we got involved with that, with the Kids Mental Health Foundation. And then we also got involved here at Ohio State with all the work they're doing. They're doing great work. Dr. Fawn in the behavioral health department here at Ohio State is in the middle of a case study to try to figure out what leads people to mental health issues. And he's made unbelievable progress. And so, you know, we got ourselves involved with that. And also just bringing overall awareness to mental health here in Central Ohio and then throughout the country.
That's a real big topic, mental health. Everybody goes through it, and some people try to like avoid it and not pay attention to it. But it's such a strong thing in everybody's lives, and especially as athletes, I feel like we go through it too in a different manner. Just trying to like live up to these expectations you have for yourself, live up to these expectations that you want for your family, and then you may like. Of course, football is never going to be perfect to you. You're going to fail, and it's hard sometimes to fail, and then you go on your phone and you see everybody trolling you on Twitter, everybody trolling you in your Instagram comments, telling you you're not this, not that, and you're like, hold up, like, am I that? Like, and then you're like, kind of like replaying in your head, like, dang, like, is this true? Is this not true? And you're trying to like navigate that, and then you can really go down a dark hole. And I know some people like who just don't go on social media at all, which I found is very, very helpful, because if you don't see that stuff, you don't believe it, you don't fall into it. But I mean, just everybody goes through it. You don't know what the next person is going through. So I feel like it's important to just check up on everybody here and there and make sure somebody's good. Just ask them if they're okay. So that's big.
It's such a deep thing because it happens to everybody. Like all college students, they have to find their way, and even high school students, whatever, they're going through. They're trying to figure out what is my identity. And when you have to find your identity, that creates so much pressure on each other, and especially from like our teammates in here, just checking in on each other when things go wrong, whenever something happens with your family. And then also, if you get money right now as a kid, as a college kid, your family may have certain things going on. You may have more pressure on you to have to deal with things, and that may put more pressure on you in terms of your mental responsibilities. So it's just such a great thing that you're doing, and just I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. The way that I look at it is that there's physical health and mental health. And that's kind of the way that, you know, as time has gone on, I've looked at it, because, you know, we all spend so much time working on our physical health, what we eat, how we sleep, how much we lift, all these different things. We stretch, we run, all those things. But what are we doing mentally to make sure that we're fit? Because it's the same idea. You know, the stronger you get physically by bench pressing and things like that is because of the resistance that you go under. It's the same thing mentally. You know, I think about our team last year. I don't know if would we have won the whole thing? Maybe. But the way that we lost those games.
So. If we would not have lost, I generally don't.
Yeah, I don't think the games would have been the way they were.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we would have played the way. But because we went through this, it created this resilience in us mentally too, more than anything, more than just the physical part. And I think that's just life in general. And so sometimes, you know, we run away from tough things, but those are the things that make us stronger. Yeah. And I think sometimes understanding that helps.
All right. Well, actually, I did have one more thing.
Yeah.
So my dad was a coach. He helped me and Josh through the recruiting process. You are the head coach of Ohio State and a dad helping your son through the recruiting process. He's getting recruited by colleges. So how has that been for you? And just, I know that's a different feeling for you, because you're hosting OVs and you're also going on business with your son.
Yeah.
That's such a different thing that a lot of people can't understand. So how is that for you?
Well, you know, Nina's taken him on some visits, and I've taken him on some visits, and it has been a unique process for sure. I think my message for him is you know, he loves football and he wants to be in football no matter what. Like, he wants to play football, he wants to coach football, like that's his life. And so I try to talk to him a lot about balance, because that's critical. Because at some point
he's very serious about it. I've talked to him about it too. He's even like, we went on a cruise this summer, or what was that, March or April? Yeah, he was running like. A couple of the other, my team has taken a couple days off. We see him running around the track on the top of the cruise. Like, he got to get that work, and I respect it. I'm going up to him, dapping him up and everything. Because he's serious about it.
But my message is that, you know, you have to be the hardest working guy in your class. You know, we talk about this in terms of discipline. Like, God's given you a certain amount of talent, and you have to maximize that talent. And so, like, there's nobody that should outwork you. There's nobody that should know more football than you. I say, you got the resources right here in the Woody. And so to look at it that way, during the recruiting process, it's all about the people.
Yeah.
Like, when I go on a visit, like, I don't want to see the weight room. I don't want to see the stadium. Like, I just want to meet the people. Who are the people that are going to surround my son with? Because I've worked to a certain point to raise my son a certain way. Now I'm going to turn him over. And you are who you surround yourself with. And to me, that's kind of been the process for him. Where it goes, we'll see. This is a big junior year for him, so we're pulling for him. Yeah.
I was about to. I'm gonna ask you like a tough question about that. So I went to North Carolina. My dad went to NC State, and he was a little like hurt about that at first, and he didn't tell me, but my mom told me like he was definitely upset.
I remember that day.
Let's say your son, like, Big Ten got a lot of schools. Let's say like, I don't know, Penn State, Purdue, TUN. What if he's getting big interest from TUN and he's like, hey, like, I think this is the best opportunity for me, Dad. Like, are you like what are you gonna say?
So he actually has an offer from Purdue.
Okay.
And they have been great. My wife loved it there. And again, it's always been about the people.
For sure.
And when you got the offer, my daughters were like, so how's that going to go, Dad?
Yeah.
Like, first off, he's going to know everything about you and everything like this. Yeah. And so we were talking about it back and forth. And so I don't know how it's going to go for him. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the people.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's funny. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm sure it'll be his own story. But it's his story. It's his journey. And I just want to be there to guide him. So.
Hey, man, Coach Day, that was great. He did a really good job, man. I appreciate him coming on here.
Yeah,
gave us some knowledge, gave the people some knowledge. So I'm excited. Let's go. Let's talk Ohio State now. So I remember a couple months ago, you had it was after y'all won the national championship. You got a quote saying we haven't earned anything.
In the weight room, we had like national championship stuff up there, and it was like, I mean, the new guys that walked in here, they haven't earned anything. We, as the new 2025-26 season, we haven't earned anything, so we can't really take credit for anything that is up on the banners. We can't take credit for winning anything at this point.
I was watching it. I remember, Reza, me and Reza and Joel was watching that quote, and we was just like, dog, this dude right here is so serious. Like, we just like, this dude is so funny. But what made you say that, and like, did that send a message to the team, I guess?
I feel like after you win something, it's such a different feeling, and you have a whole city here in Columbus that we're the pro team here because there's no other like NFL team in Columbus, Ohio. So it's just, we had the city lit. We had the city lit for a couple of days and everything. Turn. So it was cool. It was everybody was out. Everybody was doing whatever. We was having fun. But at some point, it's like, okay, we still got workouts. Some guys may not be taking every workout as serious as it needs to be. Yeah. So then it's like, somebody got to say it. Yeah. I mean, the banners up on the wall, that don't mean nothing for this season. This team that we have now, that's in the past. We can't hang our hat on that for 25-26 season. Right. So what that really mean? I just wanted to get that out there. Make sure everybody knew, like, I mean, you got to reset at some point. Now's a better time than ever. So.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, that's true. Y'all do have a new DC. Noah's left. Went to a rival of y'all's. Probably cut pretty deep, but how do you think like the new DC, the new defense, how y'all gonna respond to that? I mean, it's interesting to see, like, y'all came off a natty, like teams win a national championship, teams win Super Bowl, all that, new coaches get new opportunities. So they're like, hey, like I've always wanted this opportunity. It came because we balled out. So to y'all, how do y'all answer that? How do y'all come out this year with that same tenacity y'all had last year on defense? Because y'all was best defense in the nation.
It's a different coach, and it's a different way that he likes to teach things. And I feel like he's a teacher. That's a different thing. Coach Knowles was a great guy, great person to be around. He was a leader. He was a really good play caller. I would say Coach Patricia hangs his hat on being a teacher. And I feel like I've learned a lot of football from him. Yeah. And I feel like everybody on the defense has done that too. And when you know more football, it allows you to play faster. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how everybody operates this season, just because when you know more football, you just play faster. It's just how things work. Yeah. And we have a lot of young guys, and I feel like his experience of coaching in the league and coaching for the Patriots and all the Super Bowls that he's been at, that's going to help us be better this season. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we got enough talent to do exactly what we did last year and better.
Okay, heard it here first. But You're gonna be a leader on this team. I mean, I don't know exactly what they'll have you at doing, like defense, special teams, offense kind of thing. But what do you want your role to be? But what do you like see your role is gonna be for this season?
I mean, definitely a leadership role. Just taking guys that we need to step up because we had a lot of guys leave last year, and we have a lot of new guys that had to step up. So taking those guys and trying to get them game ready, get them ready to play, because you only have so many guys that can really tell you how it is. Because we had like 15 or 16 guys leave, so out of 22, we got to replace a lot. So it's the guys that have played. We got to get everybody up to speed and ready to go. But I see myself as the same way I've always been, a playmaker, somebody that you can put in any position, make plays, doesn't matter where you're at on the field. I mean, that's who I believe I am, and that's who I've believed I was since I was a kid. So that's not going to change whether you put me on offense, defense, special teams. I'm going to have that same type of belief in myself, so no matter what.
Let's talk the best receiver in college football, Jeremiah Smith. Like, I know he's generational in my opinion, and everybody else will say that. Y'all got a good core though. I'm a fan of the Carnell Tate kid. I think he's pretty good too. But yeah, like talk about going against them in practice every day between him, Tate. I know y'all just lost the slot receiver, Abuka. I'm not sure who's coming in to fill his role. Ennis.
Ennis.
So. Yeah. How is it going against them three cats every day? I mean, I know the two on the outside, they had a lot of burn last year, and I respect both of them.
I'm gonna just start off with Bi. Bi is one of the smartest people I know in terms of football. Like, he knows football. Yeah, and that, like I said, that allows him to play fast. And I feel like he's been waiting to step up in that role that Emeka was in, and he's waited his turn, and it's his time now. So. He's a dog. He's eager. I would say, like, he definitely brings the energy for the wide receivers. Like, that group, they feed off his energy, and everybody on the team does. So I'm excited to see him play. Nell, that's my guy. I mean, he real cool. He real chill. But on that field, he always do his thing. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what he do. And we've had a lot of conversations this summer. It's that year. It's time to go. And he got that same type of talent that he had last year, and he's going to step into a big role this year. So, JJ, though, I mean, it ain't really much to be said. I mean, he's who he is, and he got all the talent, all the ability. I had a lot of belief in him from the day he got here. The first day I seen him, I was like, okay, he got something. So, and I just try to encourage him as much as I can every time I see him. During the games, I walk by him, be that dog, be you, and go do what you're supposed to do. Okay. Ain't nothing else to be said.
Dog, when he had that game against Oregon in that Rose Bowl last year, I was just like, I ain't have no words. That's all. I just was like,
he was snapping.
Dog, this kid, it wasn't left. And true freshman, I was like, it ain't nothing else to say. He ridiculous. So. Sure. That Texas game last year, I almost had a heart attack watching the game.
That was probably my favorite game of the year.
Nah, man, it was crazy because I was so excited to go to that game, and both airports I was supposed to fly into got snowed out, Atlanta and Dallas. So I didn't get to go, but I'm sitting in the house watching this game, and it was 21. What did y'all win? 28-14 or something like that, or 35-21?
28-14.
28-14. Yeah. So I'm watching the game, and Jack Sawyer had the
craziest. Yeah, the crazy.
I'm talking about. I get up screaming, like jumping up and down, like I'm doing this so loud. The apartment next door start banging on the wall. Like, hey, it's late. Like, quiet down. But I'm like, man, I ain't even tripping. That play right there, single handedly.
He had two of the most iconic plays I've ever seen. The pick he had against Michigan.
Yeah. Was
you mean Team Up North? The pick he had against Team Up North was insanity.
Yeah.
On the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
They run a fake play action pass and toss it over everybody's head, and he picks it. I'm like, yo,
dog. If you listen to Gus Johnson's call on TV, he like his voice crack. His
voice crack was crazy.
Voice crack like crazy. He couldn't even say it, and it was ridiculous though. I wasn't expecting that.
Bro, I'm on the other side of the field. I look over. I'm like, oh shoot. I'm like, oh shoot, we good. Because I thought they was about to score, and I was
Facts.
like, oh my goodness.
Nah, bro, that was crazy. So y'all going into this year, opening up with them though. I'm not really sure who they. I mean, they got Arch Manning at quarterback. I know that, but what do you think? Like they're gonna come out with that first game, and how are y'all gonna respond, or even punch them in the mouth to come out and basically set a statement for this season? Like, hey, last year we was good, but we on that time this year too.
They have some really good backs right there, and they played really well against us last year. So I'm sure they're gonna try to run the ball on us. And then their receiving core is pretty good. They have a couple good young guys that are there, and then they have a good guy in the slot. I'm pretty sure for sure. And then Arch Manning. He is what he is. He is what he is.
I'm excited. I'll be at that game.
And then their defense played extremely well against us last year, so it's gonna be a battle for sure.
Yeah, I'll be at that game, so I'll be sweating in the stands just like a normal fan.
It's gonna be hot.
No, it will be hot.
August
So
30th, for sure.
yeah, and I mean, I know y'all won the Natty last year. There was some ups and downs. Yeah, there was definitely some ups and downs. I was at the rivalry game, and
I remember.
We was upset.
I
We was
seen you
upset.
after the game.
The fan, oh my, that stadium was upset.
I looked at the text after we played Team Up North,
Yeah,
and just the amount of leadership that we had that was talked about. Like that text was so crazy to read back.
Yeah,
that was sent in the group chat, in our leadership group chat. That was insane. Just like we got I'm pretty sure somebody was like, we got 20 days before we got to play.
Yeah,
and we got 40 days before the end of our college careers. Like, we got to make some shape.
do it.
And that was just crazy to look back at that. And I was like, now I see why everything turned out the way it was.
My prediction is based off the quarterback. I haven't seen any of them play, so I can't sit here and say, I'm gonna go back to back natty.
And we got a sleeper too, Tavian St. Clair, young guy. So
yeah,
he played well in the spring, so it's gonna be really interesting.
I'm trusting them now. I'm trusting Coach Day. I'm trusting the team.
Got to.
So what do y'all play? 12 games?
12.
I'll say, okay. Okay. I feel like every team needs to lose one time just to you gotta break that in. I say 11-1, and then Big Ten champions, and then I don't want to talk about the rest of that, but I'll say 11-1. That's what I'll say.
All right.
Yeah.
I can respect.
But that's fine though. 11-1 is fine. That's more than fine.
It's better than last year. So.
Yeah. So I'll say 11-1.
I respect it.
All right, bet.
Heading into the season, what are your thoughts about your personal goals and the team goals? How do you see everything wanting to play out this year?
All right, let's go team goals first. Team goals, we need to go to the playoffs. That's the biggest thing for me. Go to the playoffs, win the division. I feel like as a team we can do that. We've been right on the verge last 2 seasons. We just a couple mishaps here and there, a couple mistakes, and we didn't do it. But I think this year that's the goal: win the division, make the playoffs, and then go from there. Can't look too far ahead. Personally, I don't put numbers on things, but I would love to have 1,000 yards. I would love that. But take advantage of every opportunity I get. And that brings more to the table. When you start looking at the numbers, you can kind of get sidetracked. But when you just say, look, I'm going to take advantage of every opportunity that comes my way. I'm going to get open every single time I can. I'm going to catch every ball that comes my way, and I'm going to finish with the ball in my hands. I feel like that's when more opportunities going to come. That's when the coaches want to give you the ball because they're like, hey, he going to make a play. So for me, I feel like personally, I just want to take advantage of every opportunity possible and then go out there and play with reckless abandon. Just go out there.
I'd love to hear that.
Just go out there and play like, hey, this is my last play ever. Every single play, every single game. So that's me.
You want to hear a crazy story about that phrase? The first time I ever heard that phrase was when you was playing Lions in high school.
Yeah.
And we was in the deep South, deep in South Georgia. And they was playing so fast. I was watching Lions. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, yeah, they playing with reckless abandonment. I was like,
Literally,
I need that. I was like, I need that.
No, I'm telling you, one thing about Georgia high school football, you go to South Georgia, for a playoff game, you probably gonna lose. But that you didn't hear that from me. So
that was a different type of game. I'm watching the game. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, nah.
Them boys hitting out there. But
they definitely hitting.
I feel like the way you talked about goals and everything, I feel like so many people get caught up in that and saying like, oh, I need 1,000 yards, I need 8 picks, I need da-da-da-da. And it's like, at the end of the day, if you make every play that you have the opportunity to make, everything going to take care of itself.
Facts.
I mean, if the ball is not getting thrown at me, I can't really control that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not – I can't get stressed about not having the plays if the ball's not coming my way.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the quarterback situation? Because, you know, I be here every Sunday yelling, watching the games.
Nah, facts.
Every time you get the ball, I'm yelling in the training room. Yo, he got 100 yards today. Everybody know how you doing every game. So just how's that going?
Yeah, man. Nah, we got 2 great dudes. We got Anthony and Daniel. 2 great dudes on and off the field, man. Anthony really like a brother to me, bro. We didn't grow. We came in together. Similar stories in a sense of just what we've been through. Like, been through some ups and downs, but real solid dude. I'm excited to see what he does. He definitely came in this offseason and looked great. So I'm excited to see what he does. But again, like Daniel Jones is great as well. He came in there. He came in there balling. He's a great leader. Cool dude as well. Everybody I know in the Giants, they was like, hey, DJ, that's one dude right there. And I'm like, okay, but I've seen it. He a cool cat.
I played against the tight end.
Yeah.
Penn State. He's a dude. I'll be honest with you. He's a dude. I think I played pretty well that game though. Yeah. So it is what it is. But how do you feel about your new pickup, your new offensive threat? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I remember watching that game. We played Penn State. They was talking about T-Dub and we call him T-Dub now. I think A.D. Mitchell gave him that nickname. But you was playing Tyler Warren. I knew they was talking about him coming in and you was guarding him a couple of times. So of course I'm biased. I was going for you. So I was like, hey, CD shut him down. But we not talking about that. Tyler Warren, great player. Came in there during the spring. He was hooping. I mean, he a dude that knows how to get open, great hands, real savvy player. He's just a really good football player. He's gonna elevate everybody in a sense that he's gonna help the run game because he can block. He's gonna help the pass game because he can stretch the field and he can catch it underneath and go. So I'm excited. I mean, I really believe our offense we got weapons in every single position. Jonathan Taylor, all pro back. We got a great receiver corps. Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, A.D. Mitchell, myself. And then Tyler Warren should be leading that tight end group. And then we got other dudes that's in that group as well. But Tyler Warren, just how he came in there, he didn't come in there like a rookie. He came in there hooping. And I'm excited to see what happens.
For sure. I will say the way they used him at Penn State last year was so interesting. Mm-hmm. Playing Wildcat quarterback, playing a little bit of running back. He took positions at, I think, every position. He took a rep at center, and it was crazy to watch. We watching the film, and I'm like, dang.
Yeah, nah, he
a ball player for sure.
He play everything.
He a ball player
I'm excited
for sure.
to see if they throw him back there a Wildcat quarterback in the NFL. We'll see. But shoot. Okay,
he can throw a little bit. How you feel about your defense that's coming up this year? Because I know that's not just out of the ball, but it's still a question of the whole team. So how you feel about the defense coming up?
Yeah, I mean they new DC, new scheme. Excited to see what they do. Came from the Bengals, so I know he's had a few good years there, and they signed a couple new players. So I'm excited to see what they do. We got a good team. That's what I'll say. We got a good team. We just got to go out there and execute. The thing in the NFL is just like it's about discipline. It's about who makes the least mistakes because the talent gap is just slim to none on every team. Everybody's a good football player. So it comes down to like who's the most disciplined and who's gonna make the least mistakes, and that's what it's about. So I mean, our defense go out there and execute, they'll be good. So,
One more question: will the Colts anthem guy go mega viral this year in 2025?
And if his viralness depends on us winning. I feel like. So the Pacers took care of business this year, man. They didn't win, but they took the Thunder to 7 games, man. And,
they snapped.
And I'm telling you, I was watching that game, and when Halliburton got hurt, it actually broke my heart.
My heart dropped. Bro.
I was supposed to go to this sports bar with some of my teammates some of my homies and watch the game. But when he got hurt, it just deflated me. I didn't even go anymore. And
my heart dropped.
But yeah, they had the city lit, so it's our turn to turn the city up, and that'll turn Seth up. So this is our Colts. This is our team. Should be a league wide anthem this year if we handle business. So,
okay. Well, I'm seeing I'm very interested in the Colts season. Mm-hmm. I believe that they will go 17-game season right now.
Yeah, 17. They pushing for 18, but that's a little tough.
Yeah,
that's gonna be when you get to the league.
I'm gonna say my prediction for the Colts probably like 12-5.
Oh,
I think that's
okay. That's
whoa. Hold on.
No, that's good.
Hold on.
I appreciate the respect. I do appreciate
hold
the
on,
respect.
Hold on.
So we just gonna end on that. All right, bet. Let's go. I think that's a wrap for us today, man. I appreciate everybody watching on the first podcast of the Downs to Business. Me, Josh Downs, I appreciate you.
Caleb Downs, I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a great day.
Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.